Hello and welcome. Today we're going to be comparing some of the different sublimation transfer paper options. So many out there, it's hard to tell what's the best one for you or your printer. Now before we get started, if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you go ahead right now and hit that red subscribe button, tap that post notification bell so you never miss any of our print related content, and drop some thumbs up if you find this video useful or helpful. For more information on any of the products, processes, supply items we're going to be going over today, these are all available on the website, which is aaprintsupplyco.com. My name is Estevan, we are All American Print Supply. For consistency's sake, I printed the same image, the same size, on the same quality setting, but we used 4 of our most popular sublimation transfer papers. These are going to be geared towards different sorts of transfer, different sorts of printers, but I want to put them in a head-to-head battle and just to see how they match up. I printed everything today with the Epson F170. This is a great value sublimation printer. We're starting off with the Epson dye sublimation transfer paper, and this is the multi-use formula. Manufacturer recommends this for hard surface products like ornaments, textiles, clipboards, keychains, mugs, ceramic. Drinkware is super popular with the sublimation process. With sublimation, we do recommend as high a percentage of polyester as possible, with 100 being the best, but we could definitely get different levels of success as long as that polyester percentage is high. I have a roll of material that I've cut into sheets, and this is mostly poly. I'm going to tell you the percentage after we do the transfer. The one supply item I always recommend when doing these transfers is going to be parchment paper. It's going to protect my heating element from ink. Also going to let all the temperature pass through because it's not that thick. So I would not use a Teflon sheet or a non-stick sheet, something really glossy. The transfer, we're going to go ahead and pressing face down right on here. And I'm just going to make a little sandwich with the other part of my parchment paper. Let's go ahead and lock this down. Time, temperature, those sort of settings will vary depending on what product you're transferring onto. So you're usually going to be operating in the neighborhood, I would say, about 380 to 400 degrees. The printed image on our transfer paper is a solid. However, under high heat, it's actually going to turn into a gas. And before we printed it, it was a liquid. So it's a very scientific process, but it's a very permanent method. If we can operate within the parameters of sublimation, because there are rules, we can really get a long-lasting, dishwasher safe, microwave friendly, laundry compatible. You're dyeing the surface. The product's not going anywhere. Your image is not sitting on top where it can wear away or erode or fade. You're literally dyeing the surface. Transfer paper, which side is the print side? Which side do I load into my paper? On the Epson F170, you're always going to place your print side down. Now, which side is the print side? Some companies, they print sort of watermarks on the back. It's got their branding or that style number, that product information name. On the Epson paper, it's got a coated side that we're gonna wanna print on, and it's white. The non-print side, it's almost an off-white of sorts. Our first transfer is done. We're not gonna open it yet. Reason being is, it's still settling onto my material. So if I were to remove this transfer too quickly, I could experience what's known as ghosting or blurring. Basically, the ink is still settling into the surface, and if I move it during that settling stage, it could shift. Secondly, you always want to make sure, exercise caution. We talked about those temperatures that we're going to be operating over here, north of 380 degrees. So that means everything that's coming out of this heat press is going to be hot to the touch. May even be beneficial to perhaps wear some gloves when handling this. I think that first transfer we did is all cooled down. Let's take a look. Immediately I can tell, nice and cool to the touch. We're gonna go ahead. Oh, this came out awesome. Pretty cool vibrancy, really nice color matching, very accurate. I can't feel a thing. Without surprise, the Epson sublimation paper worked great with the Epson printer and ink. Next is one of the papers that I've been using for a long time here. TexPrint DT Heavy. I believe this is formerly known as TexPrint R. So per manufacturer, this is geared a little bit more towards those Sawgrass or Ricoh printers that we were talking about previously, but this is really compatible as long as you have that sublimation ink in there. This paper is really good if you're going to be applying a heavier amount of ink on, say, maybe hard surface products, very coarse polyester. It has a quick drying solution in here, so it's going to help that transfer print and stay nice and clean, and then be ready to transfer on and release the ink that we want to. Another fabric piece here. We're going to place this right down. So we're just going to make our little sandwich right here. Go ahead and lock this down. When you finish your first sublimation transfer product, go ahead and set it over to the side, continue working. And I guarantee you by the time this one's done, that temperature will have dropped to the point where I can remove it safely. I'm not gonna get any ghosting, any blurring, and I gave it cool down time. The material we're doing today is kind of a big rolled hand towel. So we're looking at a 65-35 blend. That's still a good amount in there to get a great print, but again, 100 is gonna be the best. No cotton. All right, here we go. So that was the TexPrint Heavy. I'm gonna get one more transfer going. Now this next paper we're working with is also from TexPrint. This was originally known as TexPrint XPHR. For those of you who may have been in the game for a while, the new name for this product is gonna be the TexPrint DT XP Lite. It's gonna work with large format work, so this is also available in roll size media. Also gonna be very quick drying, and this is what they would recommend pairing with your Epson. So the first TexPrint that we did, it was geared a little more towards the sawgrass. We're gonna see how this matches up. This one here was the TexPrint Heavy. There is no ghosting, no blurring, everything transferred nice and smooth. You can see that there, full detail. Man, good printer, good paper, okay material. And let's take a look at this TexPrint DT XP, formerly known as XPHR. Now this was the one we did the heat tape on. There's no discoloration, no staining at my sticking points where I applied the heat tape. Kept my transfer nice and tight, exactly where I needed it. There was no ghosting or blurring. Next is gonna be from the Ecofreen company. They've been established since '95. Great products, great company here. They make so many different items, and we're happy to be a supplier of not only their transfer media, but their equipment pieces as well. This is also gonna be a multi-purpose paper, meaning this is gonna be ideal for both rigid and hard surfaces. So companies that have these kind of multi-purpose, all general use, these are usually, like we said, gonna be good for hard surface goods, such as the drinkware, metal, glass, ceramic, what have you. I'm gonna place my parchment paper on the heat press. Got my 65-35 polyester cotton hand towel. Press our transfer face down right on top of the fabric. Make this right over loop on top. We're gonna drop that down. And then we're gonna take a look at these guys all side by side. So we'll start the comparison with the two TexPrint transfer papers that we worked with today. So right here, I have the DT XP, and we'll take a look here at the Heavy. Now this is meant to hold a little more ink, a little better. This here was the Lite. Again, was engineered for the Epson printer, not to get any track marks from the rollers. And then this one here was the Heavy. And they're really comparable. Between the two, yeah, I like the XP a little bit better. As far as vibrancy and boldness, they're both very similar, but I feel this is just a little sharper of a print. Here we have the Epson transfer paper, and then this is the Ecofreen. We do offer a variety of different papers for a variety of different instructions or printer models, but again, we talked about, as long as we're working with a Sublimation printer, you're gonna get different levels of success. You may find that some papers are better suited for other items, but I wanted to have a controlled environment today. And the great thing is there's no real wrong answer here. The best way to determine what's gonna be best for your ideal setup is certainly gonna be testing, testing, testing. These are available in different assorted quantities, roll sizes available. Maybe you're running the big Epson F6370 we got on stage here. I'm really happy everything came out well, even with that lower percentage of poly. So just to sort of recap here, polyester rich fabric, 100 being the best. If you're getting hard surface goods, make sure they're labeled or identified as a sublimation blank. Searching for that, you'll find a variety of different options that are going to include, like I said, the drinkware, name tags. There's so many things, holidays that you can do with sublimation, and it's a permanent process. And with the value of that Epson F170 being priced at just $399, there's no better time to dive into this as your first step, or have this as something to accompany your other products and services that you're offering. I think that's probably gonna wrap it up for today. For more information on any of the products that we looked at, make sure you head over to the website. It's aaprintsupplyco.com. Make sure you, if you're already watching this on YouTube, hit that red subscribe button, tap that post notification bell, and drop some thumbs up if you made it this far in the video. Leave some comments down in the section below. We are All American Print Supply. My name is Estevan. Thank you so much for joining us today. We'll see you on the next one.